What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. A special Thursday edition of this week. This week we talk about leaks. Leaks everywhere. I don't know. It's kind of like a Arcade1Up tradition at this point. Is it planned? Maybe. Is it a good idea? I think so, especially with all the silence we've had over the last 6 months, year, whatever, with Arcade1Up. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, we're doing it live Thursday. I know it's a little bit different. No Sunday show this week. Just got the call. Got to go out of town, got to travel Sunday to be on site Monday. So we're going to just combine this together. I waited about as long as I possibly could before it just exploded. I had to talk about all these leaks. Stuff coming out even as of just a few hours ago. So we're going to get into it very shortly. First thing I want to talk about, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this bad boy. So the template for the Midway Legacy cabinet is done. It's done. Got to cut the holes, obviously, but the main thing, and I don't know if you can pick this up. This is kind of, let me see if I can turn it this way. This is this is a horrible way to debut this, I know. So if you can kind of see, so this profile was very difficult to get, and then also to mimic on this side. Unfortunately, a lot of MDF died, gave its life to make this template. So anyway, this is done. I'd say to cut the holes and everything, but the main shape is done. The fit is damn good. Zero zip nada modifications to your legacy cabinet whatsoever. So even though it's only $400, it's damn near impossible to get one. So if you manage to get one, this is not going to modify that at all. I'm thinking about just going to transfer my controls over to this one. Or maybe purchase another set of controls. Maybe I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about it. I'd like to keep that one control panel 100% totally stock. Maybe, I don't know. But in any event, not going to modify the arcade at all. None. This is just going to bolt in place. So this bad boy's done. Fits great. It is the same dimensions as the Gen 3 control panels. So 19 inches wide by 11 inches deep. That was important for me to keep that. When it comes to buying replacement art, it's going to be tough. I'm struggling with that now. So I had to I came up with a sort of a generic control panel, kind of mimics the overall look of the stock control panel. And yeah, I'm not talking about leaks right now. I'm allowing people to come in, and I'm just kind of stalling for time. This is stalling for time right here. That was too much fun. We're going to find out the rumored price on that cab later on tonight, and that's not so fun. I don't want to spoil anything. We'll keep moving on. So anyway, so the control panel is done. I'm sorry, the template is done. It looks really good. So we're going to be cutting these out, waiting for that sort of generic artwork to show up so we can get this thing put together, installed. Going to shoot a video on it. I'm going to show you how you at home can recreate this profile and just make it fit. It fits really nice. It doesn't look odd. And by keeping it the same dimensions as the Gen 3 cabs, when it's sitting next to my MVC cab, it doesn't look weird or wonky or out of place. Some of the other control panels, guys have had to be, and I'm not knocking anybody, they've had to be really creative with these legacy cabs to try to, create more space. But it looks substantially different than the other Arcade1Ups in your collection. So this is going to mimic that look. It's going to be really seamless. So pretty proud of it. Gonna be really proud when it's done. Okay, let's say hi to the chat real quick. No bourbon tonight, guys. Still kind of getting over the not the beer bug, It's just some allergies and whatnot. The season's changing, mowing and all that good stuff. Kicking up dust. Vic Vicious 75. Tron and Simpsons are both on my prediction list. Did you see the thumbnail? Did you peep the thumbnail? I think you did. Majinian, greetings all. Hope you can get out of the influence of Majin and be whole once again. Happy Friday Eve, 19K Fox. Yeah, that's right. I'm off tomorrow. Got to travel Sunday, so I can have a beer. I suggest that if you got to work tomorrow, everybody, have one, maybe two, and then go directly to bed. All right, no nefarious actions, no bad decisions being made on my part. We're talking about leagues tonight. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So kick back, have a beverage, get some Coke and popcorn. We're going to go through a complete list of everything that we got some pictures, and we're going to talk about it all. Finishing up that six-pack of Stella Artois, the Solstice Lager. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I got a couple different ones with me. M. Tucker, yo holla. What's up, man? How you doing? Robo Grunt. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. The home arcade YouTubers are all going live, posting video. I know, so much excitement today. It's crazy. So another reason why I wanted to do it today is that I didn't want to step on anybody else's toes, especially the big boys. They all stream on Friday nights. So let's let them go nuts and have their fun. But tonight, us little YouTubers, we're going to have some fun. We're going to get some one-on-one. You got a good shot of getting your questions answered right here at this little bit of YouTube channel, 19K Fox. So yeah, it's a lot of excitement. I absolutely love it. What up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. A big fit. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward. I'm looking to start some mods. There we go. Well, listen, the modding community is vast. I am just one voice of many. In case you missed it, I'll show you real quick. So the legacy template is done. Got the profile. You'll understand in the video that I make why that profile is important. Nice, seamless. What this does, guys and gals, is this makes me excited for my legacy cab because I got a badass riser I'm going to make. A riser for my riser to get it to the right height. And with that control panel looking sleek and smooth, the same shape and size as my Gen 3s, all looking nice. So you look down the line at all the cabs and they look fairly similar, really close. That to me is getting me jazzed about the legacy cabinet because I was sleeping on it. I wasn't that pumped about it, and it just felt weird and contrived. And one thing that I don't know that I really didn't point this out in my video is that, man, that legacy control panel is also really shallow. It's narrow and very, very shallow. 9 inches, I think. What was that? That was, just under 10 inches. Pretty shallow when you got your standard ones. Your Gen 3s are 11 inches deep. So yes, I'm pumped about it. It gets me excited about playing that cab. 199 Super Chat. Are you ready for E3? Is your Listen, I may be ready. The wallet is kind of ready. But the PayPal credit limit, that's ready. I got a phone call to them. Guys, can I up my limit? Is there any way? Can we kind of? I got 3. I'm waiting to hear back from them. And because of your super chat, I got to hit you up with something a little bit special. I'm gonna hit you with some Iron Man, brother.
Let's lock and load. Target acquired. Lock-on cannon. Here's the big one. Lock-on cannon. Unlock power inhibitor. Iron Avenger. Lock and load. Incredible.
And of course, your next comment is give me a DBZ. Damn it, I'm sorry. I am slacking. But I appreciate the super chat. Just the same, man. Thanks so much. Janine Harris, how are you? Hello, and hope you're pumped for some of these leaks because it's going to be fun. Zod Rider. Papow. How you doing? What's going on, man? That sounds like that's like the old Batman TV show. Zip boom pow. Because I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm ready to knock these leaks out the park. I'm a brain surgeon and working tomorrow, but I'll have a beer. Just take your time and maybe drink light beer. Note to self: don't have MG as your brain surgeon on a Friday. Just making mental notes. Of course, if I'm going to go have brain surgery, it's never going to be on a Friday. It's going to be on a Monday, maybe a Tuesday. Maybe they, if they're not hungover, good and fresh, on Tuesday, and get my brain surgery done. I don't know. I'm gonna get my brain surgery done. What's up, Fox? Assembling the Tempest cab. Oh man, that thing looks great while you're watching the stream, baby. I like the way that looks. I really do. I'm actually thinking about pulling the trigger on the Namco legacy cabinet myself. Thinking about actually getting a Pac-Man cab. I know it's crazy. I know they don't have any of them. So maybe they can leak a KI release date sitting on that forever. Stand by, Cargo Bay. I got something for you. And that's not I'm not just a mess with. I'm not trolling you. It's legit. I got some actual details on that. I just want a House of the Dead and Simpsons. You're speaking my language. You are speaking my language. House of the Dead, Time Crisis. I mean, just something. I said it on last week's live stream. Listen, if I'm going to get a gun game, I want full auto. And I think it's something we can all agree on. We all want full auto. Brad, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Well, chat jump. Let me just back it up just 1 second. I apologize. Jumping like crazy. That's a good thing because I can tell y'all are excited just as I'm. Tron! Did you look at that thumbnail too? Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to put it in there, guys. We got to talk about it. We got some pictures. We got some release dates. We got some prices. I'm serious, nuts. Yes, can't wait. Did I get another? Oh, dude. Let me see. I'm digging the story. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, it's two of my favorite genres: Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z specifically, and of course, my love for Star Wars. Appreciate it. One day I'll join you with some Blue Label. All right, okay. And I got to redeem myself, right? You had a request for some DBZ, and unfortunately, man, I don't have some of my. I'm gonna have to get some of my good ones up in the queue, but for this one, just for you, a second super chat. You are the man.
Get ready! Got you! Kamehame!
And Frieza is down. Frieza is down. Okay, listen, I got so many people in this chat. I'm excited, and I will not neglect you. Will not neglect you any longer, except Miss Janine, Team Gals. That's right, because girls know how to party and game just as much as guys do. Exactly. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started with. We're going to actually go with the last leak that I just I didn't stumble across it. Others stumbled across it. Unqualified Critics is my source for this one, and he linked a source which I jumped on. Randy's Records. I know everybody knows Randy's Records, right? I've been there 0 times. A retailer basically got a hold of, and I'm sure they, like many other retailers, got a hold of a list of some of this Arcade1Up goodness coming out, right? They took that list and they decided, hey, why don't I just maybe scan it and input it into the computer, and then maybe I'll just throw it up on the net and everybody can see it. I know. I know this is great. So we got some of the other pictures too that we'll bring up as we kind of go along, but I thought we would just jump into that list real quick and see what kind of gets everybody excited, and we'll talk about it. We're going to go through each one and I'll give you some of my thoughts. So let me go ahead, share the screen, and let's talk about it, because this is wild, kids. This is really getting juicy. Now we have a source, and now we got something tangible. So, and I'll have to link this in the description probably after the stream. So if you're watching this on the replay, I'll have that. Check the description. So here we go. You'll see the link up there. Randy's Record Shop, Utah's legendary vinyl. So Utah is a state where dreams come true, I guess. You go down and once you click on the link that I will supply later. Once again, I apologize for not having it in the description now, so you can follow along. It basically, so what it does is it lays out the entire list of what Arcade1Up is, potentially going to release. I mean, this is a leak like any other leak. It's possible. It may not happen. It may happen, but it sort of goes along with everything else we've seen, we've heard, and I'm going to go with this is legit. So what you're going to do is when you have this link, you're going to be able to look at the item itself, the potential release date. So we'll start with the Capcom Legacy Stool, which we've seen some of this before. I've already seen this in in some of the, I think I've actually seen this. Let me just type this in real quick. I've seen this in what is it, the RC Wiley, Wiley Willie. I keep getting corrected in my comment section. How the hell you pronounce the name of that place? Wiley Willie, whatever. That store also in Utah. Noticing the Utah connection? I don't know. Somebody in Utah is mad at Arcade1Up. They're just throwing their stuff out there. I've seen it in some of those listings there. So we'll start with, make sure you still see. So what I'm going to do is just hover over. Now, once we see the item and then we see the release date, Arcade1Up format, game accessory. Not sure what that I guess is appropriate here, but they say game accessory for everything. So that doesn't really specify the item you're looking at. But when you click on the item, it actually throws up a price, a suggested retail price is what I'm going to go with. MSRP, $80. Well, that's very much in line with all the other stools we've seen. So there you go. So we got a release date. Now this says, like I said, it says December 31st. So very, very end of this year. The Capcom Legacy stool, I guess, will be available at their location, but we've seen those in other places. The next one, this is when it starts getting a little crazy. So there's some acronyms, there's some terminology here that we got to be familiar with as we go through. So coming up November 30th, Marvel vs. Capcom H2H head-to-head gaming table with a light-up deck. So this is going to be another one of those cocktail-style cabinets, but Marvel vs. Capcom. So we got the Marvel vs. Capcom stand-up. Everybody knows and loves. $500. I think it's well worth the money. But if you're longing for that different form factor, you're going to have it in a head-to-head cocktail table. What's the price on that? $500. And that's in line with the other stuff, the other cocktail cabinets we've seen. Is specifically, I think, the Black Series tables. I think they were $4.99, and that was a good-looking table. That was a really good-looking cocktail table. So $4.99 for the Marvel vs. Capcom head-to-head gaming table. Light-up deck is something they haven't done yet before. Interested to see what that is referring to. If that just the control deck that you're using yourself, or does that mean the top somehow? I would hope it wouldn't be the top. That'd be a little distracting. So anyway, yeah, that's interesting. So, and here's another head-to-head. Now, I will say this: Pong head-to-head, H2H, and then H2H gaming table. The fact that they don't say gaming table here means that maybe this is possibly another one of those small handhelds that we've seen from Arcade1Up. Let me see how. Yeah, if you remember the Pong Junior, I think is what they call it on their website. And I'm jumping back and forth between the Arcade1Up website. That's what they call it there. So could be a different device, not a gaming table. So it could be a portable device, or some other form factor. Not sure, but if you click on the price, you'll see that it's $500. So I think it's probably safe to assume that that's going to be another gaming table, I would imagine. Head-to-head, shouldn't be the Pong pub table. I think that would be a different listing. So, but anyway, so there you go there. Now we start getting into what Arcade1Up is going to, it's like a whole new, not a new brand, but a new division of their brand. And it's the Arcade1Up Junior. This is something I'm actually kind of excited about. And I've got a picture that I don't have this particular item picture, but I think I want to go ahead and let's go with, I don't want to share this with you because this is actually something that I want to get your take on real quick. So let me stop. Do I need to stop sharing or can I just show you the picture? Let's just show you the picture right here. Okay. I'll give you a second to look at this. So you can kind of see by the kid's hand right there. That's a new logo. It looks kind of like Play School, Arcade1Up Junior. And this looks like a Play School device or toy or whatever, or what have you. So if you've got young kids, for the girls, they would have the little kitchens, for the boys that have the little workshop. So the boys could pretend like they were dad working in the workshop, but everything was plastic, same thing with the girls. They would have the kitchen, and they have the cooking stuff, or girls, boys, whatever, it didn't matter. But that was the overall kind of point of that. So this appears to me, you could see these big, bulky sort of plastic sides and the real thick plastic control panel. I'm assuming that's a legit monitor inside. Is it 17-inch? Not sure. Maybe could be 15. Maybe even 13. With the kid kind of with the console, the whole cabinet being smaller, the perspective could be is a little bit skewed for me. But I would imagine that if you shrink that down, that could even be maybe like a 13-inch monitor, and that would sort of fit. But I'm just going to say right now that I think I'm of two minds of this. First of all, I like this for a specific reason, but I I agree with those that say, what the hell is Arcade1Up doing? They need to focus on, where's our cabs? Why don't we have Ninja Turtles? A re-release of that. Where's the Star Wars cab? Why isn't that come by? I understand everybody's says, believes that Arcade1Up should stay focused in that way, and I agree with that. That's your core audience, right? We've had the same complaint with Arcade1Up going with these weird one-off cabinets that, like, wow, that's really cool, but where's all your other stuff? But in this instance, this is cool. I mean, come on, I'm all about this. Listen, if you want to establish a brand, if you want to establish a mindset of games not just being on a tablet or a phone, but actually being a part of a big structure, right? A big cabinet, you ingrain this into kids' heads now. I mean, when I was a kid, I would have freaking loved to have this. But what I'm thinking of for me personally, young kids, if you've got nieces, nephews, if you've got grandkids, I mean, if they come over to Uncle Fox's house. Hey, Uncle Fox has all these arcade machines. Oh, that's so cool. No, we can't. You're too young for that. Hey, look at this. Maybe we get the kids one of these, and they can beat and bang on them, and it's mostly plastic, and they're not going to hurt themselves. And they kind of get the idea of they sort of put the two and two together and think this is how games can be played, not just a console, with a controller, PS5 or Xbox, or not just mommy's phone and I'm playing on her phone, or the tablet. This is a different way for them to think about it. And it's also, if you've worked with small kids, because of the devices and the phones and the iPads and all that, they're losing some of their motor skills. And this is a good way for them to sort of interact with something, right? It's funny how we're actually regressing in some ways to regain some of the skills that we're losing. But I like this. I mean, for what it is, obviously. Now, let me get rid of this, and I'm going to show you one more picture. This will kind of help you sort of understand how these things fit next to each other. Here's another leaked image, and this sort of shows you, okay, here's the Pac-Man. The one in the middle would be the Pac-Man without the riser. Obviously, the Pac-Man with the riser, and then you have this sort of Fisher Price, Arcade1Up Junior thing, and you can definitely see it's gonna be big, plasticky, and bulky. I like the way you get the Pac-Man and the Ghost embossed, sort of coming out of the side there. Big plastic control panel, just a big joystick. I mean, I think if you've got small kids, I think if you want to, or just family members or anybody, you want to sort of share some of your love for these arcade cabinets, this is what you do, right? You get them one of these, and they can beat and bang on it, and then, hey, I'm just like, my uncle or my aunt or my mom or my dad or my grandfather or my grandpa. It's I think it's cool. I think it's a really good way to sort of get young kids into this in some way, and I think it does nothing but help the community grow. And I don't know. I like it for what it is. I don't like that it's taking focus away from what we want, what we deserve, what they should be focused on. But for all intents and purposes, I like it. I like it. So back to our list here. Paw Patrol Arcade1Up Junior with a stool assembled. Don't have that picture, but so this is $179. Now, I'm not exactly sure what we're looking at, if that's going to be what we just looked at, but you're looking at a release date of November 30th this year, $180. That's not terribly bad. We got to have more information, obviously, before we start jumping to conclusions and saying this is a must-buy. But if that is what we saw, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But the Paw Patrol thing, if that's all the same thing, I don't think it's going to be a terrible value. Have to wait and see, because it says it also comes with a stool. This next item is really interesting. unqualified critics talked about this. He heard about this patent that was filed by Arcade1Up that he didn't bother covering, but he's talking about now is a Projectorcade. Once again, a November 30th release date. And if you click on that, $400. Is this going to be another one of those boxes? And is the Pac-Man deck? Is this going to be another one of those boxes that we saw wirelessly connect to the big joysticks, the giant joystick controllers, which was comical. I had a lot of laughs at that product. But could we see a set-top box similar to that hooked up to a projector? Or maybe it's all one device incorporated into this, but it projects the image on a wall and you game that way. For $400, is it possible to get a good projector for $400? 5 years ago, probably not, but now, maybe. So what is this form factor? Is it going to be, what are the built-in games? What is this with Pac-Man deck? What does that mean? Does that mean the games and everything are preloaded on the projector, but you have a control deck, and that's how you play the games? If so, where are the games located? On the projector or on the deck? Or will you be able to buy the projector and then it's just a generic color or whatever, and then the decks are different? They're custom sort of based on, whatever you're into. So yeah, $400 for that. Interesting. That's going to be another one of those things, guys. We got to see. I got to see that thing. Is it going to be powerful enough to project a nice bright image on a wall, or if it's just another, dim wadded bulb, and it's just going to be a turd of a product. And I hate to think that would be the case, but it's very very possible. This is most likely what we were just looking at. This is the Pac-Man Arcade1Up Junior with the stool. November 30th, again, is that release date. Should be the same image we were just looking at for $180. $180, that's probably MSRP. Let's say these things don't sell extremely quickly. You could easily see these things, I would think, 150 would not be outside the realm of possibility. Is that something that you may think you would go for? I don't know. You got to look at what is this direct competition? Are we talking about, is this thing going up against a Power Wheel? I mean, is that those sort of plastic Power Wheels with the batteries and the kids drive around, and those are $300 or $400? Is it fair to compare the two? I don't think that's a straight up good comparison. But once again, we got to see specs and we got to see the quality. We got to see what all is included. They could potentially have a hit on their hands, guys. They really could. But we'll see. Kids gotta want that too. Kids gotta ask for it, and maybe that may not happen. Who knows? Moving on, the 24-inch. Now this is finally we get something about that Infinity game table. The 24-inch screen, once again, November 30th. Now let's click on that. We have our price of $600, kids. $600. As far as I remember from some of those early videos, and I know the official, I think it was a Kickstarter that they had, and then there's been some like CNET videos where they reviewed the product. I don't believe you're going to pay for games individually as far as like game packs. I think that you'll just have access to all of these board games, which better be the case, because $600, and then you got to, on top of that, you got to pay for games. No, listen, that's crazy. They were talking about also a ton of different features eventually making its way to this product, but we haven't seen any evidence of that. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't know, because $600 for a 24-inch screen. We could be getting back into pinball territory, and they haven't had the best of luck with that. This is the one, I think, of all these little these Arcade1Up Juniors, I think is really going to pop and really going to sell and grab kids' attention, is this one right here. Once again, a November 30th release date. Spider-Man. Same price, $180. Spider-Man Arcade1Up Junior. Spider-Man, what is that? What game could that be? Spider-Man arcade game. Could it be Marvel superheroes? But they're just they got Spider-Man as the front character there. I don't know. It's this one kind of has me thinking maybe we could see a new game, because up until this point we really haven't seen any new games, with the exception of Paw Patrol, which if you're gonna have Paw Patrol, there's no the Paw Patrol has not made a cameo in any other Arcade1Up game ROM set yet. Pretty sure, pretty confident saying that. So that's going to have to be obviously a unique title. Spider-Man has shown up in a couple different. I mean, you could just take any Marvel game that's already out there and then just kind of put him as the face. But those games, for the most part, are fighting games, and I think we're looking for more of an adventure game. So could this be Spider-Man Arcade ROM? It could be interesting because this could be the only way you can actually get that with an Arcade1Up product. Interested to see what happens there. But once again, that is going to be that same $180 for that November 30th release. So obviously, as we're going through this list, you're seeing the majority of these are going to be November 30th, and obviously they're targeting that holiday season pretty hard and heavy. And yeah, curious to see how they do. All right, next up we got the 32-inch version of the Infinity Game Table. Once again, November 30th. Let's click on this bad boy. And 8. All right. Every time you see a price that makes your eyes bulge out of your head, you got to drink. Goodness gracious. Good Lord. $800. Okay, so Arcade1Up does not have a 32-inch anything out there right now. The the pinball games, the pinball play fields are 24 inches. So this is going to be the biggest thing they've made thus far. I don't think there's a ton of. I don't want to sell it too short. I'm sure there is some robust processing going on inside there, but these are just board games. I don't believe this is something crazy one-off. This is tied to other properties. If you've got I know this was available on the PlayStation 3 and 4, and I'm sure 5. There was a Hasbro Family Game Night, which was sort of the same thing. You had these board games, but playing them in an interactive way. $800. Anybody going to play that? Anybody going to pay that? I'm sorry, not play it, pay it. $800. That's a tough one. Okay, now we get into something that I think is going to speak volumes for some of those IPs that we've all been dying to see them get their hands on. And Disney is, the global monstrosity. They get a lot of these properties gobbled up, and we were curious if they were going to be able to get some of this stuff. This is not to be fair, this is not a title that I've been waiting for. Disney Princesses. Arcade1Up Junior with stool 180. So same thing that we've seen before. And while we're talking about that, let me jump over. I think I had another picture to show you. This is some of the packaging that we can sort of expect from these. It almost looks smaller in this image, doesn't it? But yeah, so this is, I guess, I don't believe it's a rendering. Maybe it is a rendering. I'm not exactly sure. So this is sort of the packaging. This is how you're going to see it packaged in your local Walmarts or whatever, stacked up like this in pallets. Yeah, pretty minimalistic packaging. I think that's actually good. Kids can walk right up to this thing and put their hands on it and check it out. We'll be able to walk up to it and check it out. So it should be interesting. And it looks like, and obviously this is, this is very, very early. If you look at the monitor, which I'm sure the monitors aren't on, that's just a sticker, but it could actually speak to a completely different sort of user interface. And this is all speculation. This is YouTube. This is what we do. It looks like there's 6 icons. If you look close, you've got obviously, the Arcade1Up Junior up top, and then you've got Pac-Man, but then there are 6 circles, kind of like the ghosts, in Pac-Man. Are those 6 games? Are those, hey, you click on this one and you play that game? Are there 6 preloaded games on this? I'm not exactly sure. You can't really see, if you look at the packaging, how many games are going to be on this, and maybe no one cares, but I'm interested in this. And also look at very, very bottom corner under Pac-Man. It looks like the age is going to be 3 years plus. So they're shooting for a super young, age bracket, and yeah. Best of luck to you. But anyway, yeah, so that's some of the packaging we can expect, some of the overall look, the aesthetic. So when we get to any more of those Arcade1Up Juniors with stools, we'll just click on them real quick and verify they got the same price. We're going to spend a lot of time on them. Here we go again with the head-to-head. So we got Pac-Man head-to-head gaming table with light-up deck, $500, sort of the same thing. Now we're starting to, this is going to be interesting to some, and it's going to be maybe even disappointing to some, but I'll let you be the judge. Once again, still the November 30th, we have Mortal Kombat / Midway head-to-head gaming table. Cocktail cabinet, but with Mortal Kombat. It says / Midway, so this is probably going to be the 12 games that are found on the Legacy cabinet. $500, same price point. But I think one thing that I'm noticing, light up deck also, it's going to be cool. New form factor, not new form factor, but a new addition or new feature to an established form factor. One thing I haven't talked about yet, are these going to have the little legs? A lot of guys, I unfortunately did not get my hands on one. I'm working on a guy. Okay, and if you're watching on Facebook Messenger, I'm serious about that. Let's talk about it. Okay. Look for that one. If I get that, I'll let everybody know. Trying to get my hands on a Black Series, one of the original Black Series. Those things look sexy. But are they going to have the elevated legs? Because they were really short. A lot of people weren't able to really. You couldn't just sit up, take a standard stool and just sit up or a chair and sit and play the game because it was so damn low to the ground. So that was a problem. So yeah, it sucks. We don't know that. Maybe we'll know something at E3. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But the other thing that I think is kind of telling at this point, and we haven't gone through all the games yet, obviously, but I see some of these games just being recycled. We've maybe halfway through the list, not any new titles with the exception of some of the Arcade1Up Junior stuff, which is just going to be kiddie games that probably are very simplistic. Probably not even really arcade ROMs, to be fair. If you're going over 3+, you're probably like with the Spider-Man one we were talking about. That's probably not going to be an arcade ROM, to be honest with you, which is fine. It's you got to know your market. That's fine. Moving on. So anyway, before I move on, I'm sorry. It is possible that we could see some stagnation when it comes to same games, different form factor. Or you could be on the opposite side saying, I love those games, but I was dying to get that in a cocktail form factor. So, some win, some lose, whatever. But just something to be sort of mindful of as we move forward. Next up, once again, November 30th, Miss Pac-Man head-to-head gaming table with the light-up decks. Same price, $4.99. Once again, hopefully these are suggested retail pricing and we can see some competition. If Randy's Records is getting a hold of these things, we see the Walmarts of the world and the Targets and everybody, maybe they get a little bit competitive. Maybe this holiday season is a little light and we could see some of these prices really marked down, $50 to $100 deals out there. It's possible. Maybe you get one of these things for $400. We'll see if Arcade1Up can get those supply chains ramped up. That's really, really, really going to be something that has to be in line for this to be an important a profitable, I guess, season for Arcade1Up. Here we go. All right, here we go. This is going to be, and we'll go ahead and I've got a picture for this, but we'll click on, you know what? Let's look at the picture first. So November 30th, Killer Instinct, Wi-Fi enabled. We're going to look at the price, suggested retail price in just a second. I feel like I'm Bob Barker. Suggested retail price. And here is, no. I don't have a picture of this. Sorry. Let me just go ahead and give you the bad news now. Look at that price, kids. $5.99. Ugh. $5.99. $600, guys. Girls. Men. Women. Everyone's holding themselves crying. Okay. Let's talk about this real quick, and then we can move on. So for $4.99, we got Marvel vs. Capcom, 5 games, 4 are arcade ROMs. The 5th one is a console game, Obviously with the riser, it came with a stool. It came with a lit-up deck protector. And the lit marquee, obviously. It also has Wi-Fi. We're setting a weird precedence, guys. You're not doing anything extremely new other than the games themselves. I do have one major caveat here, though, okay? Killer Instinct is not as easy to emulate as, Marvel vs. Capcom. Those CPS2 games for the Capcom system, I got those rocking on my PSP. they're not that difficult to emulate. So they could probably get away with a cheaper processor. Excuse me. What we may see here is a bigger investment in hardware. We could see the processors have to be upgraded to run this, and I'm okay with that. I in theory, but I'm going to need to see some proof of that before I can feel good about paying $600 for a cabinet, which is Killer Instinct, which is awesome. We all love Killer Instinct, right? But it's only going to have Killer Instinct 2, Battletoads, arcade versions. So it's going to have 3 arcade ROMs, and then the 4th game is not officially announced, but it's rumored to be the Battletoads and Battletoads / Double Dragon, which is a console port. It's not an arcade ROM. So, what do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments section about that one. The Killer Instinct, the one that I said of the list that we had from January, the one I said, listen, it was I had a freaking shootout, and it was going to be X-Men versus Killer Instinct. Who's going to go? Killer Instinct won out for me. Does this deter you? I don't know. Is this a sign of things to come? Make sure you save your money now. Make sure you go ahead and sell off those old consoles or the old cabinets. Get rid of them. Make way. Mow some yards. I don't know. Do it. Work extra. Pull some extra shifts or something, because I don't think, unfortunately, the prices are going to get much better moving forward. I think the days of the $3.99, well, not the $3.99. That's still going to exist in the legacy cabinets, but the $2.99, I think those days are long gone. Long gone. So we can expect to see, I think $400 for these cabs is going to be, that's going to be the low end. So, all right, moving on. And this I do have a picture for. I apologize. I will get to the picture first, and then we'll get to the price. So the Simpsons 4-player with riser and marquee. No mention of a stool. Once again, November 30th. I do have a picture of this one. Here we go. Boom. So this was one of those leaked pictures, one of those leaked images. This is actually from Cool Toys Instagram. Follow me and others on Instagram. That's where you get a lot of this goodness, kids. And you're able to get on your phone and pinch and zoom and really look into these things. So you can see a lot of the design language from the X-Men, the upcoming X-Men cabinet. A lot of this deep cut back. I mean, it looks almost exactly like the X-Men cabinet, to be honest with you, as far as the outline, with the exception of the colors, the decals. And if you notice in the middle, there is a trackball, because there is a Simpsons bowling game. I'm excited about this cabinet. I mean, listen, I don't like the way this looks. To be fair, up at the top, I know you can't see my cursor. Up at the top where it says Simpsons, where it meets the marquee, that's too fat. It looks like they don't know what they're doing there. I don't like that. I would prefer to just go. I mean, I don't know. I would just prefer Arcade1Up's 3rd gen styling, side panels and all that. But whatever. I guess this is what we get, right? We're stuck with it. I really need to see one of these in the flesh to check viewing angles and all that. But this, I mean, this looks cool. It's very distinctive. It is The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons arcade game. I have not actually played The Simpsons bowling game, so I'm excited to play that because I missed out on the Golden Tee cabinet, and I love bowling games, period. I got them on my phone, my iPad. I love that when you're out at the bar and you're having a beer and you're hanging out, and if there's like a Golden Tee in the back where you can golf, or you can play. And golf is another thing that I have on my, I mean, God, Hot Shots Golf. I played on the PSP and the PlayStation all the time. So just those arcade style bowling and golf games, man, they're awesome. They're really, really fun. So I think that is that's a great way to break up this, what could be monotonous, 4-player beat 'em up, which I love, and I can play those all the way, all day long, all the way through, and then play them again. They're fun. Well, some of them, some of them. Alien versus Predator. I gotta drink every time I say that, and because I've just finished off the Stella, and we are 44 minutes into the stream, it's time to open up the Strongbow. That's right. It may not be your Friday, but it's my Friday. But it's okay. When I'm working, when I'm driving Sunday, you'll be laughing at me, won't you? I know. Oh, so we're digging in. So yeah, so this is going to have, I think it's safe to assume at least 2 games, right? The arcade game, Simpsons arcade game, and then Simpsons bowling. Is the control panel going to be too crowded? Well, obviously we don't know. We don't have this in front of us, but if that's the same size as the 4-player TMNT, yeah, I think that's going to be really cramped, kids. I think it's going to be really cramped. And what you'll notice, if you'll zoom in or if you'll look at it, I can't really get this thing to zoom in anymore, I believe. Can I do that? No, I don't. I think that just works for me. That's my full screen, not yours. But if you look at that control panel, look at the green and the blue joysticks. Look what the button placement is. This could be just a rendering, but look how janky that is. Look how backwards as hell that is. Your joysticks here, and then your buttons are in front of those, like between the joystick and the monitor. So, I mean, what if you don't want to play the bowling game that much? You primarily want this for the 4-player arcade, and you're stuck on player 2 doing what the hell? So this guy in player 2, he's got to do this, keeping his hand off the trackball, playing. Player number 1 is over here. He can't see the whole damn screen, but he's doing okay, Player 3 is the same way. He's like, well, I gotta do this. I gotta reach this way, or maybe he's a lefty. I don't know. And then player 4 is the same thing. Actually, in this case, player 1 and 4, those 2 players on the outside, they might actually have the better deal this time. That sucks. But don't worry. If I get one of these, 19K Fox will make a 2-player control panel for that for sure. Don't you worry. I might even make I could make a dedicated trackball just for that. Or maybe, what about, I don't know, I'm getting way ahead of myself. What about a 1-player arcade and then a trackball off to the side? I don't know. We can play with that later. Like I said, getting a little too far ahead of myself. But anyway, so there's the Simpsons. We know the release date. We know that it's not going to come with a stool, or at least it's not listed in the description there. We see the picture there. Let's get rid of the picture. And now let's look at the price. What is this thing going to cost? Once again, $600. We don't have a games list on this one, so it's even harder to imagine paying that much money, isn't it? God, it's crazy, especially when you got NBA Jam out now for $3.99. Even the maxed out crazy version at Best Buy is $4.99. But that's got a stool, it's got a light up marquee. Obviously, well, this does too, but it's going to have that light up deck protector. It's and it's basketball themed. That thing just looks dope. I mean, it looks good. So I don't know. We got to have more information, obviously, before we can say it's worth it. But that's the price point. That's where we're going. All right, the next one up, another one that we've known about since January. Hopefully, now we can finally put this to bed. We are getting the X-Men 4-player with riser, with light-up marquee, with deck protector, which is exactly the same stuff that everything else has, but for some reason they have this listed out to where you think, oh, we're getting something. Oh, wait, no, it's the same stuff. Wait, everybody else gets that. What are you talking about? So, and of course now, I guess now that they broke that out specifically, light up marquee. If you go up to see this is where some of this terminology can be confusing. You can't read too much into this. If you go up to the Killer Instinct listing, it doesn't say anything about a marquee. It doesn't even mention a riser, but we know it's going to come with a riser. I mean, come on, it's not. There's no way it's not going to come with a riser. And if it doesn't come with a lit marquee for that price, come on, you're gonna have some really angry people for sure. So, but anyway, so you're getting all the same stuff. You're not getting a stool, nothing, no light up, play deck protector. But you're getting a deck prot. They stopped at PRT, and once again, there's your price of $5.99. So $600 once again. And we know here's the thing that gets me about this. So obviously iconic in the way that it looks. It's a beautiful, rendering so far as what we've seen. But man, the games list is really slim on this one. X-Men is obviously the key. You're going to have Captain America and the Avengers, which is pretty good, but it's a Data East beat 'em up, and a lot of people love it. It's not my favorite. It's really not my favorite. I think the sprites are too small. The characters themselves are just too small. And the fact that they went with the Vision that's all white instead of the purple Vision with the multicolored, it just makes them look like a white blob. So I never really Yeah. Well. Okay, so buckle up, kids. We're about to get into some different form factors. Excuse me. This is going to be something that's going to really just it's going to take you off. So let me stop sharing that screen for a second, and I want to go here just to kind of refresh your memory on something that all of us die-hard, all us die-hard Arcade1Up fans love. This is the form factor. This is the thing that I had no idea why they did it. It's such a super limited quality because it was kind of it was very unique for what it was, for what Arcade1Up had done. So let's check this out. Let me show you this, and then you'll see where I'm going. We all remember this, don't we, kids? The 30 the 30 limited edition 30 pieces made. I mean, that's not even limited. That's like super ultra exclusive edition. They only made 30 of these. It's a Countercade. It's 2-player. But it's it had some badass art. I mean, the art looked great. Street Fighter was on it, but it was a super one-off, and it was frustrating for people that would have been like, man, that's awesome. Look at that. That's really cool. It's a shame we couldn't get a hold of that. Fox, why are you bringing this up? Are you still bitter, Fox? Well, yeah, I'm still bitter. I'm still bitter, but I'm trying to get over it. I'm working on it. The reason I bring this up is because we might have a second chance. Not so much for that one, because that was obviously a one-off. That was a collaboration with, I don't know, some shoe company, clothing company, something that just I knew nothing of. And if I don't know about it, it's not important, right? No, it's not the case. I'm just joking. There's a lot that I don't know. There's more than I don't know that I do know. Let's go back to Randy's records real quick. And the reason I bring that up is because of this right here. Pong 2-player CC. Now, this actually has a release date a month earlier, a month sooner. So you're going to have October 31st. CC, I would believe, is Countercade. A Pong 2-player Countercade. And if you look at the price, that kind of goes along with that, doesn't it? I mean, you look at your current Countercade prices are about $150 for single-player Miss Pac-Mans. This at $180, that's about right. CC, Countercade, what else would it be? I don't know. I can't imagine anything else. And then it starts getting really weird. Also available October 31st, NBA Jam 2-player CC with marquee Porthead. I don't know what. Porthead? Don't know. CC, $180. NBA Jam 2-player Countercade. So are they really going all in with this 2-player Countercade form factor? Now, if you've seen my channel at all, I like the Countercades. I've had a lot of fun with this 1-player configuration, this 1-player control panel. My latest and greatest is obviously the Marvel vs. Capcom 3, powered by a PS Vita. I got the full PlayStation controls here. And it's an 8-inch screen, and it's fine for 1-player. For 2-player, I don't know, kids. I really don't know. It's not terribly expensive, but I don't know. NBA Jam? I don't know. I'm on the fence about this. I'm on the fence about it. They're going to do it again with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2, a Mortal Kombat 2-player, Countercade. How many games? Is it going to be just 1 game? These are bigger titles. I guess maybe. Does it make a ton of sense? I don't know, because even the current Countercades for $150, you're getting 2-3 games with it. So I don't know, but you're adding the 2nd-player controls. What would you rather have? Would you rather have Mortal Kombat 1 on a 2-player Countercade, or would you rather have a 1-player Countercade with Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, or Mortal Kombat 1 and 2? I don't know if this makes a lot of sense. having one game. No, so we don't know. We don't know. This is just speculation. We're looking at the information we have, and we're going to make our best guess. $180 for a 2-player Mortal Kombat. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of digging. I am still kind of hurt. Mortally wounded that I didn't get that Street Fighter 2 one, but we'll see. There's one coming up here that I think I'm going to have to get when it comes out. This isn't it, but this is really I'm pretty jacked about this one. And I think what I neglected to mention, you see port and you see headphone. I think these are going to have headphone jacks. I think that's the what we saw in the first listing for what was it? Yeah, the NBA Jam port head. I think you're going to have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So does that mean we're not going to have speakers, or we're going to have the single speaker like we have now, but you also be able to plug in headphones? Kind of a nice feature. It gives you the option to maybe if you just want to lose yourself in this game. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm down with that. I think it's something that, I mean, honestly, you could have on your full size or your 3/4 scale cabinets that you make now. I think that makes a ton of sense, really, because those speakers are they're okay. But if you're up late, the kids are asleep, maybe your wife doesn't want to hear it, maybe you got a small apartment, but you've got one of these. Having the ability to plug in, and you can do it now. You can kind of splice in. If you got the 3rd gen, you can put a splitter in there, and you could run a cable through the cabinet. But that's janky. That's like for a little bit more. If you could have that port just right there on the control panel, I think people would use that a lot, especially if you got a sweet set of headphones you already use for gaming now. Plug it in, rock that out, and yeah, I think that's a nice added feature. So yeah, CC Countercade, with a headphone jack, 2-player, not bad. So once again, TMNT, is that just one game? 2-player? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. They're really going all in on this 2-player Countercade form factor. And of all of them, I think this is the one I'd probably have to get. This is the Marvel Superheroes 2-player Countercade marquee port. Now it says with marquee, lit marquee. Are they going to give us a lit marquee? I don't know. I don't know. I can't see them doing that on the Countercades when they're already spending the money on the 2-player control panel. And the headphone jack is a little bit more money. You've got to actually run that from your PCB to somewhere outside, where I can plug in. Even if it's just as simple as it's up top, still that's an added expense. So I can't see. I'm going to say no. With marquee just means marquee. I doubt this is a lit marquee. I could be wrong. And if it's a lit marquee, well, that's one more reason to kind of get it. Okay, buckle up because I don't know what the hell. All right, y'all gotta help me with this. So coming out a month sooner than that, September 30th, Track and Field. It's a $500 cabinet. This is probably going to be, it says with a riser, so I'm assuming this is an upright. Track and Field. Okay. Is this going to have a unique control scheme? I'm not exactly sure. When I think of Track and Field, I think of the NES from '85, the Track and Field. Remember the pad that you plugged in and you threw it on the ground and you ran on it, and you got out of breath and you were just, and then you doubled over because it wasn't really responsive. This is obviously not that, but Track and Field. Of all the new games coming out that we're just hearing about, Track and Field? Okay, whatever. So Track and Field, and once again, that is $500. So not quite the premium price you're paying for your Killer Instinct and your X-Men 4-player, but still no slouch. No slouch for sure. Okay, did a video on this one. If you saw that, you know my feelings, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because now we got a price tag. The Street Fighter Big Blue Riser. Let me go ahead and just real quick throw this atrocity on there. Look at that. This is obviously once again a shout out to Toycade. His video kind of exposing this. Oh dear God! I mean, this thing just looks this. It's a half effort, and I'll briefly talk about the design, and then we'll move on. This is a half effort from Arcade1Up to mimic the Big Blue. The Big Blue, for those of you who don't know, had a really big. Well, while I'm talking about it, I'll try to see if I can find it. The Big Blue was it was generic. It was just Capcom making Big Blue cabinets and then sticking whatever game marquee up top and you were done. Type in Big Blue cabinets and you're not going to get exactly what you're looking for. Got to type in Capcom. So, but it was big. It was unique looking. Let me see. It's a decent image right here. This will give you an idea kind of what I'm looking for. Let me stop sharing that. Let me kill that. I apologize. And let me jump over to this. So that we're both on the same page. So that we're all on the same page. You can kind of, let me know if you see that. So this was the Big Blue cabinet here. You can see where some of that design language, that giant marquee they had up there. The marquee isn't there, but that's the fluorescent tube there. But look at the giant control panel. I mean, it's, this was big and blue and generic. And they would put, Capcom would do, this is a different take on that. Oh, my beloved Alien versus Predator. Someday, but evidently not this year. But you can see, this is just sort of the same, it's just a weird, big, marquee, giant. Now, I did like the control panels, and I loved, back when Q sound was a big deal, they had those big, I said 6x9s in my video. I don't think they're exactly 6x9s. Big-ass speakers that blast right at your face, and you're in it, boy. You're like, yeah, this is awesome. You were getting it. That was cool. But, everything else, no, I mean, so they went with the really tall design and the gigantic marquee, but they stopped short at the control panel, which is one of the main things. And you're not getting, and of course, this is assuming this is a real legit image. You're not getting the coin door, which is actually kind of cool in the Legacies. One of the things that I liked about my Legacy cabinet was that embossed coin, not the embossed, but the sticker. And they were supposed to get these big plastic sort of 3D embossed coin door appliques on the X-Men and the Killer Instinct cabs. So we're not getting that here. We're getting just cool artwork. I mean, it looks dope, looks good, but what? I don't understand why you would do that. And then, of course, to get the extra height, you can kind of see down here on the bottom, there's a seam where you got the riser, and then you got a piece that comes up, and then it's like they're stacking wood on there. Stacking wood. Sorry. Yeah. So they're stacking panels, and I'm sure they'll do it in a way that's sturdy. They don't really, all their stuff is pretty sturdy for the most part. But you know what I'm saying. You're doing all this just to get the extra height, and you're not really. You're going to have this big gaudy thing in your game room, which is cool if you're into it, but your control panel, that's where that was one of the big bonuses was that big control panel, and they didn't do it. So anyway, that was sad, unfortunately. But let's go on back to Randy's records. I feel like I got to buy a record from Randy now. I got to go online and got to buy some vinyl. We owe him something now. Let's look at the price. So the price for the Street Fighter II Big Blue Riser. Once again, we don't know how many games. And it actually says in this listing, it includes a stool. Kind of wanted to see the stool, to be honest with you. Is it going to be blue and white? I don't know. It'd be interesting if it was very specific to there. What's the price? $4.99. So same price as the Track and Field. Not the super premium price we're paying for the Killer Instinct. Which makes sense because it's kind of the same games list, I'm sure. You got to ask yourself this question. Unless you're super into the Big Blue. I mean, some people are. I'm sure some people are. I'm not going to knock anybody for that's me. You're like, oh, man, I've been dying for the big. Well, that's great. But, are you willing to pay another $500 to get the same games you already got? And I think that's what this is starting to boil down to. Now, we got a few more to get to. Don't go anywhere. But, we've been buying Street Fighter. I mean, that was wave one. That was Gen 1. And then you got the Legacy coming out. But you also had those same 12 games on the Capcom Legacy cab. and a cocktail cabinet, but not just one cocktail cabinet, but two cocktail cabinets. You had the Black Series, and you had just the regular Street Fighter artwork cocktail cabinet. How many times do they want to say, listen, I'm a Street Fighter fan, love it. Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Street Fighter Alpha is really, for me, where it's at. Alpha 3, Street Fighter Alpha 3. Damn it, man. That's just a badass game. Love that game. But, we're kind of Street Fighter 2'd out, I think, at this point. And I don't want to speak for everybody, but me specifically, we're kind of getting there, right? So are we really going to buy, are we going to spend another $500 on another Street Fighter cab? Even though it's Big Blue, the control panel doesn't look any bigger. It is tilted. That's kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't see it. I think that this is where they could focus their efforts on maybe getting that new IP or doing something different with something else that they already own. Just a thought. Oh, while we're on the subject of stools, I forgot to mention this. There's another image of the Simpsons stool. So this is the one that's going to be coming with it, I believe. A donut, how appropriate. It's nice. All right, let's go back because we're not done yet, kids. We got some heavy hitters. We got some stuff coming, and I got a couple pictures. I was shocked. Last stream, I had somebody ask about this. Last week, just Friday. Wasn't even a week ago. And they were asking for this. And I'm like, nah, I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. It's weird. What other games would they have for it? I don't even know. And well, let me just go. I'm going to dispense with the. Let's just show it to you. Are you ready? You got to be ready, though. You got to be ready. You can't not be. Don't not be ready, because this is a pretty big one. It's Tron. So this is one of the leaked images that we saw before, and others have pointed this out, but I just want to point it out again too. If you see, you notice obviously you see Tron in the middle. If you look to the right, what you also see is what appears to be the very rear of the X-Men 4-player cab that we know is already coming out. That's already been, that came direct from Arcade1Up. So we know that's on their website now. And if you look to the left of the Tron cabinet, right there, that all black cabinet, that has got to be Killer Instinct. So just based on that, this could actually be, which it seems the most far-fetched, this could be the most legit part of this entire, thing. Of all these leaks, this could be the most verified one yet. I don't know. Anything is possible that anything can be Photoshopped, sure. But, Tron. Listen, how many people have been waiting for Tron? I even said it last week. Tron, the game itself, is not that great. But it's a staple. Tron is just something, if you're going to have an arcade, that's what you want. You want to have a Tron game. You want to have that cabinet there. And this does not disappoint, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look at this thing. Okay, so, it's reminiscent of the Star Wars Atari cabinet they came out with last year. Still ticked. I couldn't get a hold of that one. Look at this thing. So you've got the side art, it looks good. Man, images right from the movie. You got the appropriate Tron font up there. The riser looks like it's a standard riser. So that could be, if you look at it next to the, if you compare it to what I am assuming is a Killer Instinct next to it, that's going to be about the same size. So we're looking at a good 13-inch riser there. 12-inch riser was the standard. 15 would be the one for the Star Wars. So you got that, and then you're gonna have the lip marquee, of course. But what's just, man, this is taking me back, kid. Look at this black light controller right here. It looks like there's got to be a legit black light shining up on this, making it glow translucent. This is so awesome. Just when you're getting mad at the Arcade1Up and all, they go and they do something like this and totally redeem themselves. It's It's not. I see. Yeah, Brad in the comments. Yeah, Tron is angled more. Yeah, it's not 100% accurate. I'm not going to get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's not. It's not perfect. I think there could be some serious line of sight issues if this is more legacy cabinet inspired, to where it's going to be short, because you're looking really boxed in with all that art, right? The side panels coming up like that, and if that marquee's sticking out like that, it could be an issue seeing the damn screen. But it looks awesome. It looks awesome. Maybe the thing is going to have a 15-inch riser. Who knows? But damn, it looks good. Looks good. And I think a lot of people are stoked about it. So, it being stoked about is one thing. Who wants to pay for it? All right, so looks like it's going to have a riser, marquee, deck protector. It says a stool also. What's the price? $4.99. Not a super premium price like the Killer Instinct or the 4-player X-Men. $4.99 is probably going to be the run-of-the-mill price now. So I guess it kind of falls in line with, if their legacy cabs are the Evergreens and they're priced at $3.99, the 12-in-1s, if you're going to have to spring for the premium, they're going to want some more money on top of that. We don't know the games list. $500 is kind of for some people, there's a threshold where they can't really get to that point, right? Because we all know $4.99 is just $4.99. It's not tax, and then maybe there's some shipping depending on where you buy it from. But let's say you go to your local Best Buy or GameStop and they've got it, and you walk in, you're not paying $500, you're paying $530, $540, $525, whatever. And I don't know, man. It's you got to really be into it, and it's a gamble, I think, charging that much for it. But who knows? Who knows? So anyway, that was a big one. The last one that we have on the docket today is confusing to me, and I want to talk about it. It's Turtles in Time with a riser, with a marquee, with a deck protector. It doesn't say 4-player. X-Men 4-player was up here. It says 4-player. The Simpsons 4-player. It says 4-player. Turtles in Time. Click on it. Okay, $600. Turtles in Time with a riser, with a marquee, assuming lit marquee, I don't know. Deck protector, so no stool. Premium price. 4-player pricing. So, this is also coming out September 30th. Turtles in Time. Premium price. It doesn't say 4-player. I'm just going to go and assume this is the 4-player. Is this a re-release of the 2-player cab that is already out there? I mean, I've got one. Not everybody was able to get one. Are they just trying to? I mean, I'm afraid to think that they're gonna give us the same 2 games on the same cabinet, but it's gonna have Turtles in Time artwork instead of the original Ninja Turtles artwork. I don't know, kids. I don't know. NBA Jam right now at Walmart is $3.99. This thing they're going to ask $5.99. $600. They're asking $600 for Turtles in Time. There's not that many arcade turtle games out there. There's really just the 2 main ones. I'm trying to remember if the fighting game, I don't know that even made it to the arcade or not. So if you're talking about arcade ROMs, there's really just the 2. Turtles in Time, that came out already. So, I mean, is it just, what are you doing? Is it the same thing, just a reskin? That's fine. A lot of people want that same arcade back. But if you're going to change up the artwork, are people going to be kind of mad about that? Is it the same 2 games? Are you going to try to throw some console ROM in there to try to, pad the numbers to justify the cost? Man, that's rough. That's rough. I don't know. This is one of the ones the stuff that we saw on the list, like the Pong and all that, I'm like, yeah, that's I don't think that's not really going to sell, but but Turtles in Time being something, and that's one of the early ones coming out. That and Tron and the Big Blue and Track and Field. So there's 4 games that are coming out in September. So I don't know. One thing that isn't on here that I didn't see. Did we skip over it? I don't know that did I? I think I don't see a listing here, but one of the other images I want to go ahead and show you now. I can stop sharing that. I wanted to show you this one. I know everybody's excited about this one. Here we go. You ready? 40th anniversary Miss Pac-Man, but it has Wi-Fi. You can't really see in this image, but at the very top, there's a like a Wi-Fi image up top. So Miss Pac-Man 40th anniversary Wi-Fi. There's no list of games on the front, which I don't mind that, but we don't know how many games are going to be on this, and there was no listing in the Randy's Randy's Records leak here. The only Miss Pac-Man, I believe, I'm going back here real quick, was the head-to-head gaming table. That was the only mention of Miss Pac-Man. So, who knows? Who knows? And let me just look real quick as I'm going to this. Looks like we have, let me bring you back in. Let me share some of this. We got another page, kids. Actually, I didn't look at this. We're doing it live. So the last thing on that page I didn't cover was the Tempest, the Atari Legacy stool, that's already out. All the new stuff I thought was on page 1, and I'm pretty sure it is. Let's go to page 2. Let's just see what else. So Golden Axe. This may be interesting for some of you that are looking for that re-release on some of these. So let's talk about this. Golden Axe, which is one I'm kind of pumped about. I missed that on the first run. July 31st. And so the same price of $4.99, but that's the 4-player Golden Axe Death Adder cabinet. So if you're interested in that one, there is a new price right there for you. Everybody's pumped about this. And Big Buck Hunter Pro tin sign. So you get the Big Buck Hunter Pro and you get a tin sign for $549. I don't. What is up with these tin signs? When nothing was going on and you couldn't get anything out of Arcade1Up, you could get a Pac-Man set of tin signs. And I'm sorry, my accent may be throwing you. I'm not saying tin signs. They were made of tin, and there were 4 signs. And 3 of the designs were unique, but the 4th one, it was going to be one of the 3, but you didn't know. I was just sell 3 signs. So anyways, you're going to be able to get a Hunter Pro with a, I guess, limited edition or whatever, a tin sign, whatever. Midway Legacy stool, July 31st. So if you're looking to get your hands on that Atari Legacy cabinet, again, I'm not sure. This is a $3.99. This is this would be the 3rd wave or the 2nd wave. I'm not exactly sure. So if you're looking to get your hands on the Atari Legacy, they're showing a release date of July 31st. A lot of these coming up are all July 31st. We'll go through the last of the Arcade1Ups here. Yeah, so Midway Legacy, July 31st. Another Bandai Legacy is July 31st. The Bandai Namco. Scroll down. Capcom is June 30th. You're looking for that. This is Randy's Records. And you go down. We're getting into the month we're currently in now, where we can expect the 31st of this month. The Bandai stool. The NBA Jam stool riser marquee combo. Yep. All that is. Hold on now. Hold a minute. Okay, so this, by the end of this month, check this out. I'm still sharing. Okay. Looks like we got Countercades, Pac-Man Galaga Countercade. $150. Lit marquee with the headphones. Am I missing something? Do the current Countercades have a headphone jack? I don't think that they do. Anyway, end of this month, you're looking at 3 variants of they look like they're all $150. Those variants are going to be Super Pac. Oh yeah, these are new. Yeah, Super Pac-Man. So Super Pac-Man Countercade, 1 player, with a headphone jack for $149. End of this month, you can expect to see that. And then Miss Pac-Man, and then Pac-Man / Galaga. 3 new Countercades with the headphone jack. So that should be the first time we should be able to see that form factor, see where that jack is located, which is going to be kind of cool to see how they're incorporating that. Look forward to seeing somebody pick up one of those, take off that back panel, and show us what that looks like. Could be interesting. But anyway, is that it? That is all I have for you tonight. So we ran through everything. And if you want to go over something in more detail, or if you think you missed something, if you came in late, just come back to the channel. This will be catch it on the replay. Check it out, and let me know what you think. I want to just check in with the chat real quick. So I guess of all we've talked about tonight, what's the number one thing? ACS rocks esports. I see you. Another beer? No, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, all right. One more beer, because we got to decompress, right? But no, I wanted to highlight your comment. ACS rocks esports. No Dragon's Lair. We're in the after party now. What does that mean? So, one more beer. All right. I thought that was weird too. Especially with II Arcade kind of having the advantage. That was kind of a big thing for II Arcade to grab that. It sets them apart for sure. Let's see. Oh, here we go. David is saying that the Dragon's Lair direct, not retail. True. Could be. I don't know. I still think it's a little weird, man. I still think it's weird that we didn't see anything about that. Sure, it could just be direct from them, but we've seen how that goes from Arcade1Up. It's typically very, very limited. And I don't know. Arcade1Up doesn't seem to handle those direct sales very well. I don't know. But the fact that this is probably, Randy's Records ain't getting all these. This was a not generic. This was a comprehensive list that went out to everybody to say, hey, this is what Arcade1Up is going to provide. This is what Arcade1Up is going to have out there. Are you interested? What would you like to carry in your retail space? More than just Randy's Records saw this. To think that no one else is going to have, no other retailer is going to have the opportunity to carry. In the arcade community, it's a very recognizable cab. Outside that community, maybe not so much, but if nothing else, I mean, it's an eye-popping cab. It draws your attention. It seems a little out of place to me, for sure. It really does. Hey, Snow Dub, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, uno más cervezas. Absolutely, uno más, because we got to just decompress. Lots of stuff going on. Having that big drought of information from Arcade1Up, and then having this sort of this information dump right before E3, when everybody's been saying, "Oh, yeah." Even I was one, and I'll raise my hand. I was one of the ones that like, man, they're not even going to show up. They won't even be there. And I guess that's still technically the case. They could not be there, but they will definitely. They're going to have something to show. They're going to have something to talk about. There's plenty here to keep our attention. Enough to where we got to figure out, okay, see if I get paid, and then if I don't, if I let that bill just sort of push that a month, and I can get this, and then you're gonna be doing a lot of that. I know you are, because I am. I can make this work. I can skip the truck payment just to get this stuff, because it's a lot, and it's not getting any cheaper for sure. Oh my goodness, Amber, still my beating heart. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. You blessing my stream, ma'am. LaTanya, I don't know. I think they're teasing us. Everybody got pumped up when NBA Jam came out. There was that early talk from John D. He really hinted at the complexity of the license, and I don't fault him for that one. And I agree, that's one of the toughest licenses, I'm sure, to lock down. But they did it for the NBA. They just omitted those players that they couldn't afford. No Michael Jordan, the man. No Jordan in NBA Jam, but that's okay. We still got the game, right? You just change the faces, and that's all. You change the names, and you're fine. So you can still do it. But I don't know. There was also there's a big issue with concussions and the violence and all that, and NBA, NFL Blitz was about the violence. It was cartoon violence. It was over the top. But we also have games like, Marvel vs. Capcom, where I'm shooting laser beams at your face. I'm exploding people with 100-hit combos. So I've never understood that. These are cartoons fighting each other. I mean, Tom and Jerry, those cartoons from the 40s where they were cutting heads off and stuff. I mean, it was just, come on, it is what it is. So I think they had that's a long-winded way of saying I think there is a lot of hoops they have to jump through to sort of get that to a point where they can say, okay, let's go ahead and let's just package this and license it, and here you go. Doesn't mean that come on. There's almost a different niche, right? There's like the bar games. There's the arcade games you can have in a bar. They don't require a ton of skill. They're super casual. You can walk up to them and just play them. Golden Tee was one of those. I can't believe they didn't sell that for longer than what they did. So you got Golden Tee, NBA Jam. For the sports guy, just to have that in your room is badass because it's all tricked out. It's a big basketball, NFL Blitz would be the same way. It's arcade football. It's game room. It's for the guy who's got a pool table, isn't really big into arcades, but he loves like that NBA Jam. I love that. Make an NFL Blitz with a big football on the side, and he'd eat that up, shape the damn thing as a football, whatever. And I think that would, it would sell like crazy. They just got to get that licensing right. So what can you do? Mortal Kombat? 2-on-2 open ice chat from the 40s. But yeah, well, it's they were old cartoons, man. They were cutting heads off. They didn't care. They got scared when they saw how good. I don't know, but I'm just saying that was a big thing for II Arcade to lock down, and I think they did it right. I'm not super big on their form factor, but they decked out their arcade, man. It looked good. If you're in a Dragon's Lair, that is Dragon's Lair. The decals, that is top, tip top. It looks good. Popeye cab. Okay, cool. I'm with it. With a sticker on it. Yeah, Tom and Jerry. Maybe that wasn't the 40s. Well, that was a long time ago. 50s, 60s, at least. Yeah, Popeye has Nintendo. I didn't plan on getting the NBA Jam, but love it way more than I thought I would. It's a super fun, casual game. You can just pick it up, play. It's over the top. It's not really trying to be authentic to basketball. Playing those basketball games is good, but watching those realistic basketball games, I can tell you from personal experiences, like my son's playing, and I'm just like, because it's realistic, over the top, super stupid fun, boom shakalaka, all that stuff. That's what makes it fun. in my opinion. Jason, what's up, man? Open S would be awesome. Dragon Arcade, yeah, it does. It is. It's nice looking. It looks good. I think the execution of that was really good, and they knew it, and they freaking showcased that. I mean, look, they pimped out their arcade with it, made it the marquee that it was, and really leaned on it and pushed it forward. And I think it did well for them. It really did. One of the standout titles for sure, and one of the reasons why. I mean, if you want to play it with that form factor, you can't do it with Arcade1Up. You've got to go to iArcade. You have to. Where's Tapper? Don't know. That was another one. I mean, there's a lot of other cabs out there that they're just not. We're not getting those. It's like everything was a limited run at this point, with the exception of, I mean, even the legacy cabs. They pop up for a second, they're gone. The only thing that seemed to really stick around, the Big Buck Hunter. Maybe it just doesn't sell well. I'm not sure. The MVS or the MVC staying around for a while. Some of those, like the Miss Pac-Man, I know is staying around for a while. You can pick up those. The X-Men versus Street Fighter is definitely one that's sticking around. It's still on clearance too. I bought a second one too. Tell my wife. She'll know when it shows up, and then I'll just get yelled at. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, because that answer is usually no. Hey Tom, what's going on, buddy? I'm waiting to get NBA Jam when I find it on clearance. It's on clearance now. Check your local Walmarts. There's one in Indiana that's really close to me that still wants full price. But if you jump over the state line, Kentucky, Ohio, I'm in the tri-state area. Depending on the Walmart, some of them are marked down already, pretty aggressively too. I've got people in my comment section talking about $150 NBA Jam cabinets they're picking up. Risers are going for like $15. So keep your eyes out, Tom. Especially if you're like in a tri-state area where you can kind of jump around, and also use that Walmart app, because you can probably score it in a really good deal. Tapper's on the Midway Legacy. Yes, it is. But I think he was talking about the actual Tapper cabinet itself. But it is on the Midway Legacy. Yes, you're right. Great baby. You're talking. That's some Hanna-Barbera stuff there, buddy. I know where you're coming from. The Dad Dan. $259 at Walmart today. You talking about NBA Jam? Let me know if you're talking about that. ACS rocks. Let me know. You talking about NBA Jam? Right. The dedicated Tapper cab. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. With the real Tapper controls. It was actually a Burger Time cab. It was a Burger Time cab. Tapper was on there, but it had the dual sticks. Yep. The Robotron. Yeah. See, we're not getting a big variety, are we? We're not getting a big variety. Kind of disappointing, but there seems to be enough there to kind of keep us going. But when these games are being announced in January, and we're not going to be able to. I mean, now the release date. If we are to believe this leak, then the release date is November, damn near December. I don't know. I think it's too soon to find out about it. To hear nothing from January until now, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then not a lot of announcements as far as like new games and stuff. I don't know. Oh, NBA Jam? Yeah. Listen, dude, think about it. If you don't already have it, $259. I guess wait and see, but keep a close eye on it, because I think once it hits 200, people will gobble it up quick. So if you see that thing at $199, man, I think that's time to pounce. I mean, there's other people that are getting them for less, but if you want one, I wouldn't want to wait too long. Watch the baby cage be built because they know kids will be pounding on it. Watch it be tougher than the regular cabs. If it's that injected molding, that big plastic, the big thick plastic, you can probably flip this thing over and it's not going to go anywhere. I'm just saying, have you ever beaten up one of those, like those you know what I'm talking about, the little play school kitchens or the little tool sets or the workbench things, those things they'll take a beating for sure. Hey, what's up, man? Red Sea Gaming. What's up, man? I feel these leaks are manufactured, marketing by Arcade1Up since John D's been missing in action. It's very possible, but Red Sea, let me tell you this, because we've heard zero zip, just nada, nothing from them. I'm okay with it. It does seem like a complete list of freaking leaks. It seems like everything is out there. But to be fair, well, I don't know. I can't blame the stuff that happened in the past. I can't necessarily blame just on Arcade1Up. I think the retailers had a lot to do with that. You had Best Buy having listings pop up. GameStop was probably the worst. They'd have stuff pop up. Oh, well, they would reveal the damn cabinet. We knew what the cabinet looked like. Well, I think the Legacy cabinet was the Midway Legacy was the biggest offender, where they actually showed the damn cabinet. Hey, well, there it is. Oh, the price. Oh, look at that. And then it was gone quickly. But those of us with eagle eyes, we're doing screenshots and grabbing that stuff. But yeah, it's probably, we're not talking about Apple iPhone level security when it comes to these things. But to be fair, more people are concerned with the Apple iPhone too. So more people are after that sort of info. So, but it's possible. It's very possible. I wouldn't put it past them. The answer is more. Yes, if we could only have more Pac-Man. It's funny. I was at the beginning of the stream, I'm gonna get a Namco Legacy cabinet because that's finally a Pac-Man cab I'm gonna go with. Because there's 12 of them, and I'm never gonna buy another Pac-Man again. One and done. One and done. See, Kirby, you're singing my song, brother. Kirby Dinobot. Spy Hunter. The driving game. Outrun is good, but dude, we need some variety. I mean, I'm glad. Listen, I don't want to poo-poo nothing, right? We got our driving cab, we got our shooting cab. Two great things. Love it. But we need a little variety. We got the Outrun. What if you don't like Outrun? Which I like it for what it is, but it's $550, which is not a bad price. Don't get me wrong, but I'm limited on space. A lot of us are. I'd like Spy Hunter would be awesome. I mean, basically, I don't know. Maybe it's a problem with me, but I like shooting stuff, and a driving game is fun. But if you can incorporate guns into that, rocket launchers, missiles, oil slicks, hey, Spy Hunter all day long. And then, of course, Road Blasters is another big one for me. If you did Midway, like a Midway racing game, you could do that. Midway racing cab, you could do that. They had a good variety. Or it'd be flimsy, the adverse. It'll be so flimsy that the wind will make it fall over. Spy Hunter would be awesome. Love it. Yes. Curious as to when. Curious indeed, Jason, to say the least. Hey, Bill, what's up, brother? I'm sorry, Marty McFly. How you doing? At work, but oh man, you're at work, dude. You working third shift? What is going on? Hope you guys have a great. Well, I'm having a great night. I'm off tomorrow. Telling you guys, unfortunately, I got to be on the road Sunday. Got to hit the road Sunday and be on site Monday. So this is my pseudo Sunday stream. Had to talk about these leaks. You working third shift or second, brother? If you're working second shift, hopefully you're about to get off. You can get home and watch this on the replay because we went through the leaks in detail. I had to ask at Walmart. They pulled the Arcade1Up stuff off. Oh, they did. Oh, really? Really? Is it in the back or something, or what? Or maybe they're pulling it because they're getting ready for the new stuff. Perhaps. Has anyone told you that you kind of look like CM Punk? They have not, but thanks. Someone will fully mod a baby Kate and put like, I want my 3-year-old to have 50,000 games. No, they don't need that. I'm not against modding. I'd be interested to see the cab and then what you could do with it for less than $200. I may be that moron. I just may see if hey, listen, if I've got an idea, it's not going to be wood construction, so there's not going to be too much you could do, but that doesn't mean there's nothing you could do. I just had an idea. What? Okay, so think about it. So we got these big injection molding, big plastic, sides. What if you run an LED strip in there, the whole damn thing glows? Look at that. Look at that. The idea is they just come. It's inspiration. It's inspiration. Wondering if they're going to stop carrying Arcade1Up. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. They've never allocated a ton of space for Arcade1Up. I don't know. Walmart is a fickle bitch. I'm telling you right now. It's tough to sell to them. It's tough to get your price, to get your products at a price point where you can actually, it makes sense to sell at the Walmart, but you can't beat the exposure that Walmart gives. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's wait and see. I wouldn't jump to a gun. I wouldn't jump the gun and assume that that's the case. So, yes, Cargo Bay motorcycle Arcade1Up cab. Exactly, that's what we need. Super hang on. There we go. Giant spring-loaded motorcycle. That will probably be more than $399. Just to let you know, you have to save up for that one. Yeah, Sega Afterburner. That would be awesome. 8-bit. I work 12 hours. Dang, do 7 to 7. Bro, killing it. And he also wants a super hang on. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. And I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. It's a dream to think a little bit in the future, right? It's possible. I don't see why not. Oh, here we go, Brad. There you go. Read my. I want to put a pie in a Paw Patrol. I just want to see how many games are on how many Paw Patrol games are out there. I don't know. I don't have little kids anymore. Not little kids. I got kids, but not little kids anymore. I have no idea. But yeah, let's mod the Paw Patrol. Yeah. Put a pie in a Paw Patrol. Exactly. Mortal Kombat on the Babycade. Finish him. Yeah, that's it. See, there you go. You're the one with the kid who's like trying to tear people's spines out. The 3-year-old, like, oh my God, what is he doing? Well, he's playing that evil game. And it's the 90s all over again, where we got an act of Congress trying to get rid of Mortal Kombat. Here we go again. Damn. Here we go again. Best mod is to toss it in a bonfire. Oh, come on. It might be good. It's not going to be good. Babyology. Exactly. Oh, sweet. How about Time Crisis? Man, I'm telling you. Time Crisis. Listen, I mean, I said this before. Big Buck Hunter, great cab, looks great, awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But if I am going to get a shooting game cab, if I'm going to get a shooting cab, I want something that goes full auto and shoots rockets and does all the stuff that I can't do. I live out in the country. I can shoot a pistol and a deer rifle and a shotgun all day long. God bless America. But I can't go full auto or shoot, missiles and helicopters and crazy stuff like that. That's what I want to do. And there's so many games out there. Obviously Terminator 2 would be the absolute, thing for Arcade1Up to go for. If they're all about licensing, if they really want to go for a marquee title, something to set themselves apart, we talk about Time Crisis and all that, but I mean, Terminator 2, to lock down that IP, that license, come on. I think about the collectors that would go after that. You have the people that just love the movie that would go after that. The Arnold Schwarzenegger fans. I mean, and the fact that it's a fun game. It's a fun game. And if we're doing Killer Instinct now, and we're at that price point already, if people get comfortable with $600, I could see it. Now, would that be a standalone one-game cab? I don't know. Maybe. A 2-player gun cab? Possibly. Would I pay it? I don't possibly. I don't know. I don't know, but maybe. But maybe. How's that for vague as hell for you, huh? Can't be much more vague than that. So yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of great ideas. We're gonna put pies in Paw Patrol calves. We're gonna here we go. Are you going to add Konami aliens to your? No, this is going to be based on. I'll show you real quick. We're taking the hardware. We're taking the hardware out of this. This is awesome. It's an awesome piece of tech. It's expensive. I had to import it. They don't sell it in the States. I don't know why, but it has built-in Wi-Fi for leaderboards and updates. So I'm going to take the guts out of this and put it in there. It's going to have 16 Capcom games. Just Capcom games. So no Konami's. But I am running. I got a separate bar top that I built a riser for to match the same height as my Arcade1Ups. It's another Alien vs. Predator themed cab. And I'm running it's a Pandora's box. It's a 4S. And but I've played the Konami Alien, and it's Aliens, and it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. I like it. Babycade is for the bathroom. Yes. Yeah, plastic. You can wash it down. It's fine. You could be in a tub gaming. You could be in a tub, literally. Get a floaty. We may have to cut the bottom off, but it's all plastic, right? Put a battery pack in there. Put a little like inflatable thing with a koozie. So you're in the tub. And you got and you know you're a man, but it's a bubble bath. It's okay. It's okay. You're confident in your manhood. So you got a bubble bath. You're sitting there, and you got the floaty, and you got the thing, and you got the koozie, and you're drinking, and and your bath time is 3 hours. And your wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm dedicated to being clean. That's what. Am I the only one that thinks that the big blue Street Fighter Cowboy said, listen, watch my video. It looks like the Eye of Sauron and Papa Smurf were somehow able to procreate and had an abomination baby, and that's it. I think they tried to mimic it, and they just fell on their face. It's not good. Whoa, $5 super chat from Paul. What's going on, brother? I appreciate your channel, K Fox. By the way, dates, SKUs, etc. from Randy's. Reddit and the Codem ship info. Okay. Oh, shit. Lend credence to these leaks. Okay, so he's got some metadata for us. All right. Paul, I'm pretty confident these are legit leaks. There were just a few little omissions, but for the most part, if you look at these and you match them up to some of the other photos that we saw, the screenshots that others like Cool Toy have posted, it all adds up to me, brother. Paul, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. And because of that, I got to hit you with a little bit of this. Thanks again for the super chat, brother. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I think safe to say I think 80% these are going to be legit. I mean, I don't know. I think I'd probably go as high as 90%. Like I said, there may be a few little omissions here and there, but I think for the most part, you're looking at good leagues, kids. We're looking at good leagues. Operation Wolf, exactly. Yes, and that is that. I'm saying lower grade. It's an earlier version of the shooter that you could easily emulate with Arcade1Up hardware. Easily. If you can do Big Buck Hunter, I know they're bigger and they have the fans and all that. They're using more processor. But even if I think you could still use that with the Terminator 2. I think could run on the processor they're rocking in the Big Buck Hunter, because that game it really predates Big Buck Hunter by probably 10 years, maybe more. So it's possible. They just need to lock that one down. and make that cab. And God, man, that could be a $600 or $700 cab. And if you could just throw a couple different games on there, if you could, I mean, it was a Midway. Midway did that one, so if you could find some Midway shooters to put on there, Terminator 2 would be the marquee title, obviously, but you could throw like an Operation Wolf was Midway, right? I think. Not sure. But find some more Midway shooters, throw them on there. So you got 3 games at least. You know, I want them to commit to 4 games from here on out. Here moving forward, I think Arcade1Up, especially with the prices going up, commit to 4 arcade ROMs. That's what we should get from them. They should commit to that during E3. They should say, hey, from here on moving forward, if we can't get 4 arcade ROMs on a cab, we're not going to put that cab together because we think that you deserve better. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see for sure. For sure. Can't wait for the 467th iteration. But the 467th iteration, that's the good one. I think there's so many Pac-Mans and Miss Pac-Mans. They left that off of Randy's Records list there. And we got the Miss Pac-Man head-to-head, but they didn't even mention the 40th anniversary, which is a picture that we had. This one, let me show you this one. I'm not sure if you've been here the whole time, Paul, if you're just joining us. But yeah, this picture here, there was no listings from Randy's about the Wi-Fi enabled 40th anniversary Miss Pac-Man. Tekken and Soul Calibur. Listen now. Listen now. Listen. Hold your damn horses. Come on. I would love those games too. But you got some PlayStation going on there. You got some Namco. You got Sega. They would never put those on the same cabinet. But I think, I said this last week, Kirby, I'm not sure if you were there for the live stream Friday. Three-dimensional fighters is the future. That's kind of where we're pushing through, because chronologically we've hit the 70s, 80s, games. We've obviously hit the 80s. We're really dipping our toes into the 90s now with the the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, early 90s stuff. We're definitely hitting that for sure. Big Buck Hunter is kind of an anomaly. It jumped forward a lot. I mean, that's a 2000s game, not 2010s. I think it's 2000s game. So they really jumped forward with that. So it's sort of a natural progression now. We need to start looking at those. And because you've got companies like Sega that already have established partnerships with Arcade1Up, look at all the Sega stuff they've already done. I think a Virtua Fighter is probably the most likely. I think Tekken is a pretty big name. I think that Dead or Alive, all these 3D fighters are going to be pretty big name, pretty big. They're top tier because they're still hitting it on the consoles. And they're coming out with big marquee titles in the console. So I think that they're not hurting for money, for lack of a better term. Virtua Fighter series, unfortunately, ended with 5. Virtua Fighter 5, I think, which I love that series. I still got a Dreamcast. I loved Virtua Fighter. Played it on the PS3 with, I think 5. I think 5 was the last one. But I liked it. I liked the series. But it just kind of ended. So that would be the one I think they could easily pick up. And like I said, you've got at least 5 of those games. So you come out you start out with that, Virtua Fighter 1 and 2, and then the next cab can be, we can go beyond, right? And then we got to start looking at, I think once you start getting into that next level, you got to start looking at, the 16:9 monitors. You got to start looking at, maybe did we go 32? I don't know, but we got to do something, because that was kind of what they switched to in the arcades, right? It changed up. So they're going to come to the profit margin of Arcade1Up. I'm not sure, but yeah, I definitely, I'm with you 100%. 3D fighting. Could we get kind of stuck with Street Fighter EX, which I know some people like EX. I had a comment, video saying, hey, don't be hating on EX. I'm not hating on it, but Street Fighter is really best in 2 dimensions. Now obviously Street Fighter 4 changed all that, and then 5 and all that, but in the EX days, in that time period, Street Fighter didn't excel in 3 dimensions, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me where did I leave off? I apologize. Oh yeah, Operation Wolf is Tato. That's right. Tato, Tutu. Don't know for sure. Let me see if I can catch up here. Yeah, Tekken Cap must include 1, 2, 3, and the first tag tournament. Exactly. Somebody mentioned Tekken Bowling. I had Tekken 6 or Tekken Dark Resurrection or whatever it was on the PSP, and it had a bowling game. I told you I'm into bowling games. It had Tekken Bowling, and I loved that. Absolutely loved it. I played it, got the little analog stick, and just sit there and just all day. That was fun. And that was just a minute. Oh, here it is. Cargo Bay said it. Bonus points for Tekken Bowling mode for the PS1. Yep, exactly. I played it on the PSP. I played it on the PSP. Faux show. Love the hell out of that one, man. Oh, here we go. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Listen. I told you I'm a Dreamcast guy. I got one of those before the PS2 ever came out. PS2 was hard to get. PS2 was expensive. Not crazy, but it was expensive. And I was always a Sega guy, Sega kid growing up. Had the Genesis. When the Dreamcast came out, I got it. The price dropped real quick on that. It hit $99 pretty quick because the PS2 was coming. I picked it up. I don't even know how many days me and my brother burned up playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I didn't have everything unlocked when I got it. It was all so I unlocked all the characters. I was playing through getting all the colors. You know, there was a different costumes. There were just different colors, and freaking loved that game. I still got it on PS2. I got my, I don't have my Dreamcast copy, and I hate the fact because I sold all that off, but then I rebought a Dreamcast years ago and started picking all that back up. But of course, that game is really expensive now. I'm really kicking myself for not keeping it. I got it on PS2 and it's good, but I think the Dreamcast version is just a little bit better. I think it is. Jason agrees. MVC2, hell yes, deserves its own cab for sure. I did play the other one. That was pretty good, but I didn't have an affinity for those characters. Capcom versus SNK was pretty good, but to me, the SNK characters kind of all blend together after a while. They don't have that many super distinctive characters. Street Fighter EX or the movie. Street Fighter 2, the movie, the game. So it's rare that you have a game that's based on a movie that's based on a game. It's pretty rare. But what wasn't rare was the horrible experience that you got playing that game, because that was garbage. You're right. That was you're picking the lesser of two evils. But I will at least give Street Fighter EX the benefit of trying to move into the third dimension with an established franchise, right? I mean, Street Fighter 2, the movie, the game? No. I was all about the movie because I wanted, Street Fighter 2. I wanted the movie, and then we got that. Now, what's awesome is the Street Fighter 2 animated movie. It's all Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. I don't even think I think you can get it on. You should be able to pick it up on Blu-ray. There's no 4K version out there, I believe. Obviously, you can get it on DVD. Can't get it on. It's tough to find it digitally. I'm sure some rights issues, but that movie is really, really awesome. It's got that dope ass 90s soundtrack. I mean, it's got Alice in Chains. It's good. It's got at the end, that finishing move where you got Ken. I want to spoil it for you, but you got Ken and Ryu in the end working together, and there's we're all adults here. There's a shower scene with Chun-Li. It's not all that, but there, it's an adult movie, and there is some skin shown, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, check that out. That's a good movie. But no, the MVC2 won't happen. I don't know, man. Yeah, they'll probably have to do 600. But I mean, if you look at the leaks, Paul, hell, they're charging 500 as a starting point now for everything else. And MVC2, come on, people would freaking, listen, come on, let's be honest. We'd probably pay 600 for that. I don't know what else you would put on it, unless you put on all the other Versus games that already came out, and then you also include MVC2. Well, listen, you know what's going to happen. If they put MVC2 and then Alien versus Predator is included, I'm buying 2 of them. I'm going to buy a second one and keep it in a damn box. I'll keep it in a box, I keep it in a box, in a glass case in a box. That would be awesome. But, here we go. We got some other honorable mentions. Rival Schools, a very expensive game to try to find. Try to find that on PS1. You'll be disappointed. Because, well, I mean, it's expensive. Fighting Vipers, another good series. Yeah, and that's another thing. You could actually go find these. I'm trying to think if there was an arcade version of Fighting Vipers. I'm sure there was. But there's a lot of those third dimension fighters. Fighting Vipers. What was the other one? Altered Beast? No, not Altered Beast. What was it? What was the one where they actually turned into it? It wasn't Fighting Vipers. Was that the one where you changed into something, an animal? What am I? Primal Rage. No. Primal Rage would be a good one, though. That's a 2-dimensional thing. It's not Altered Beast. What is it? Help me. Help me. Damn it. Come on. I'm old and forgetful. What is it? It's the one where they were... Bloody Roar. Thank you. Thank you. Bloody Roar. And there was like 3 of those. Why not make a cab out of that? Just saying. Yeah, Bloody Roar. See, there we go. You both got it. You took pity on this old doddering fool. Yes, thank you. Bloody Roar. Yeah, but that was a good series. I mean, think about it, dude. There's a lot of those 3-dimensional fighters that had a gimmick that, and of course, you still got the Soul Calibers and all that out there, the weapon-based combat, which I think there's still an angle for that. Battle Arena Toshinden. There's still other avenues, angles you could kind of pick up some of these games that have kind of been left by the wayside. And as long as they had an arcade version, I say go for it, and give it a shot and give it a try. And, maybe give us that discount cab. I say discount, $3.99. Give us a Bloody Roar cab for $3.99 with all 3 games on it. I'm just saying. I mean, there was a distinct point, a moment in time in the arcade, arcade scene, I guess, where you had those 3D fighters, and everybody wanted to have one. So every company came out with one, and so there was. Red Sea, there were like 6. Damn, well, even better. Put all 6 of them on one cab, because I ain't even heard but 3 of them. So if there were 6 of them, that just screams value. But there was a big 3D movement in the arcades, and everybody wanted to have their own Tekken, which was the big one. Virtua Fighter was also good. Virtua Fighter, Sega led the way in so many different areas. It's a shame that they died off as quick as they did. They got really over their skis with their hardware, but they led the way. They pioneered so many different areas, and it's just sad the way they died off. But they're just software now. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole wave of 3-dimensional fighters that there's a whole era. I mean, it really was. So you could pick one and go for it. Yeah, see, Braden, you're talking about Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter was cool. There were a lot of them out there. What? You found a TMNT at Walmart last week? Dude, buy it. Buy it. Even if you have to pay the full price, buy it and sit on it for a month and watch people lose their mind. I'm telling you, sit on it for a month and then put it on Facebook Marketplace and ask 100 more than what you paid for it, and they'll be knocking down your door. You have multiple offers, I guarantee you, because it's all over. Every time you go, if you look at Arcade1Up social media at all, Instagram, Twitter, no matter what they post, if it's a Happy Mother's Day, there's people in the comment section, where's Ninja Turtles? I want that. When is it coming out again? I mean, people are always asking for that one. So if you found it and you're going to pay retail, buy it. Did you? Oh, you bought it. He bought it. He bought it, ladies and gentlemen. He bought it. Oh, you're not the only one. The big, yeah. It. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Wait, you said it was good. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, everybody. $250. Yeah, man. That's a no-brainer. You are a smart man. Hold on to it. You could probably get. Man, I mean, I'm not trying to be a scalper, but you could damn near double your money. But be fair. Make you some money because that's what it's all about. But yeah, don't lose your mind. But you'll be surprised. Do research in your area, though. I will say, see what it's going for locally. So fair is fair. You found one. Sit on it for a little bit, and oh, here we go. Now, look at that. No, it's in the collection. Strange new respect I have for you. Nice. Nice. Nice indeed. And yeah, so that's man, just a ton of stuff to cover, and lots to look forward to. And now it's time for this.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Okay, so we've had a great time. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. You hung out with me for a good 2 hours. We talked about all this stuff. I'm actually jazzed. I'm super excited for Arcade1Up. The stuff they got coming out. I can't wait to see some of these form factors. These 2-player Countercades. What's that going to look like physically? I mean, we just saw like the couple pictures of the one shot. They made 30 of them, and that's it. So I'm really interested to see them, to get my hands on them, to check them out. Is it worth picking them up for $180? If you can find them, I'm starting to think, yeah. And of course, we got the Killer Instincts and everything else. Curious to see what the new Turtles in Time is going to look like. Simpsons. What game is going to be on this cabinet? Can't wait to check it out. But anyway, once again, thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry, no show on Sunday. I'm going to hit the road. Look for a couple of videos to be out. Of course, my crowning achievement, the control panel for the Legacy Cab. Look for that as soon as I get that artwork in, get that thing finalized. That video will be up. Thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sleep well, and I will see you next time.